Your entire life can really change in a year. You just have to love yourself enough to know you deserve more, be brave enough to demand more, and be disciplined enough to actually work for
more. We are already in the end of 2023, which is kind of insane, and I feel like now is absolutely the perfect time to get a head start on making 2024 as amazing as it can possibly be. So today we're going to talk all about how to become your best self in 2024. Just some little steps that you can do right now before the new year to kind of set you up for success and just bring those good vibes, those good habits and intentions into the new year with a head start, you know, which I feel like we all need that right now. So why not take advantage of it? So you might be wondering, why would I want to even think about the new year right now? Like, it's November, it's not even December yet. Like, what are we doing? I feel like every year I go through the thing of the new year where I get all excited and I think of these new like goals that I want to do and manifestation techniques, and just like I get really into that kind of stuff, which you can probably tell by my personality. This year I was kind of thinking of things that haven't been working for me and things that I want to change, and just kind of patterns that I've been noticing. The thing that I've learned when it comes to goals, just from my own personal experiences and reading and watching other people's thoughts and experiences with this, is that the most important aspect of setting these goals and the entire thing around New Year's goals is building self-trust. So, you know, when you are like writing down all your goals for the year and you're really excited, and then kind of at the end of the year you're looking back and you realize you haven't really done any of them, or it just didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, you kind of have that feeling of being let down. And by not accomplishing those goals, you're telling yourself that you can't trust yourself to do the things you say you're going to do. What I've learned from this is that honestly the best thing to do is make everything more manageable and build your way up, because if you can do one small goal, then you start to build that self-trust and you realize you can do more and you can do more, and you know that you'll accomplish them because you already have in the past. That's why we're starting this early, because if we start to build like little very accomplishable goals right now in 2023, by the time it's the new year, we already will have established that little beginning of self-trust. We will have a great foundation to kind of go forward for the rest of the year. And this should go without saying, but I am not a professional or like anything like this. This is just what works for me and what I personally found to be the most helpful when it comes to this kind of stuff. So take everything with a grain of salt as usual, but I just love sharing what works with me for you guys. This next one has been so helpful for me, and it's to look at the goals that you haven't completed yet or are struggling with and see what is stopping you from completing them. What is that barrier that's making you not want to work on them or not enjoy working on them? And try and address that instead of throwing more things at the problem. So for me, this was working out, and instead of buying a bunch of new workout clothes to motivate me, I figured out that I do really well in kind of group classes, so I decided to go to those instead. So I've already really started using this specifically with this one goal that I'm getting ready to go to right now. So all of last year, and honestly, like, I'm sure you probably have this as a goal, is to just be more physically active, to work out more or do more movement or get outside and exercise, go on walks, whatever. I feel like almost everyone has that. And all of this past year I was kind of doing that. Like, I went to the gym and I would go pretty consistently and I would do it, but the thing that was happening was I wouldn't want to go. I didn't enjoy it while I was there, and then I didn't feel great about it afterwards. So it was like, even though I was achieving the goal by going, what I really wanted was to like reap the benefits and feel good in my body afterwards and during, and that was not happening. And I was just viewing it as this like negative experience where like working out was basically like me punishing my body, and I didn't want to go, and I just didn't feel motivated to go. I didn't like it. So I asked myself what was stopping me from enjoying it. I was super active in high school. I did dance, like so much dance. It was ridiculous. And so I thought about what the differences were between me going to the gym now and those dance classes. And I realized that there were a couple of things. First, there was the element of community, so going and seeing people, being held accountable by people being there, and also having that like teacher guided kind of class experience takes away the pressure on me from having to figure out what to do in the gym, if I'm doing enough or whatever. So I realized that those were like all the things that were stopping me from achieving the goal. So I could have said, oh, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of workout clothes, like maybe that will make me more motivated, or I'm gonna watch a bunch of workout videos. And yeah, that might help, but it's just adding more things onto the issue instead of evaluating what's not working already, if that makes sense. Right now, I'm getting ready to go to a hot yoga class. I'm so happy that I started now before the beginning of the year, because I already feel like this is totally something I can continue because I've already done it. I've proven to myself that I can. And it's also super manageable. It's only one class a week. Also, hot yoga is so hard, you guys. It's so hard. I like it, but it's kind of like torture, but it's good. So don't say I didn't warn you. The next thing that we're gonna do in 2023 to prep for the new year is to start incorporating some kind of like visualization into your weekly routine, your daily routine, monthly, whatever it is. And this looks completely different for everyone. I personally really love like vision boards and like the whole idea around manifestation. I know that's not everyone's kind of thing, but no matter what you kind of prefer, I think that having some kind of visual aid to remind you of even the vibe you want for your year, or like the type of energy that you want to go into the year with, maybe your favorite quotes or pictures of places you want to visit. Like, I always think that is just an amazing tool. I have found so much success with using vision boards, so that's personally what I choose to do. So I'm going to start working on mine early this year so that I can enjoy it at the beginning of the year instead of like scrambling to like get it done and then getting to look at it. So I actually moved down here because this is my one from 2023, and I kind of wanted to show you guys like how I do mine. I've made a couple videos on it in the past because I love them so much, but just want to give you a little glimpse at this one. Here she is. I'm sure I've showed you guys this before. I probably did it when I did like a New Year's video from last year or in a vlog or something, but this is mine. I personally like to do the route of just getting a piece of cardboard or cardstock and printing out all the pictures. I find all these photos on Pinterest and then I print them either with Amazon Photos or like CVS or something, whatever's most convenient at the time. And then I just cut it out and like do like an art project. So maybe for you, you want to make a Mac wallpaper or computer background or a phone background, or I don't know, whatever kind of works for you. But I personally like having a physical one, so I think it's really fun. So for example, this one was college graduations, the picture of UNC graduation, which I did that. We have some little travel pictures here. I traveled to 7 different countries this year, which is really amazing. I'm so proud of myself for that. This is Paris. I did go to Paris this year. 20,000 on YouTube. We got that. This is the exact cap that I made. I did like a different quote, but it looked almost exactly like this one. These just like are a few examples of things that I've accomplished that are represented on my vision board. So linking back to what I said about beginning to build self-trust, one thing that we're going to do in 2023 to prep for the new year is we're going to set one single goal, and I want you to make it very doable. Don't make it some kind of gigantic, ridiculous goal. Just something small that you've been meaning to do or wanting to do that you know you can accomplish before the new year. Just one single thing, and you're going to set that for yourself and you're going to do it. And by accomplishing that, you're gonna feel so amazing. You're gonna feel like you've already gotten something done before the year has even started, which is amazing. So one single goal, just one, not a list. You don't even have to set out your like list for 2024 if you don't want to do that yet, but just pick one single thing for yourself that's totally doable, and we're gonna do it before the year even starts. This one is one that is kind of encompassing a lot of big goals that I have for myself this year, and I wanted to encourage you guys to kind of focus on it too, because I feel like it's just not talked about enough, but it impacts so much of our lives, and that is finances. I know it's not fun to talk about, But as someone who recently graduated college and is trying to figure out what my life looks like now, I've been realizing over the past couple months how important this is. So this can look different for everyone, obviously, but I think the biggest thing is making a budget or figuring out how to keep track of your finances every month in a system or way that works for you. So personally, one of my goals is to get one of those like Etsy budget tracker worksheets. I tried like keeping track of it myself last year every month, and honestly it worked for like a month and then it's just a complete mess now. So I really want to do that. There are so many affordable like PDF and Google Sheets downloads you can get on Etsy and support an artist or someone who made it, and they're like super affordable. So I'm definitely going to do that. If maybe you've already got that down, it takes a while to figure out how to actually make it work the best for you. So you can think of 2023, like the next 1 or 2 months, as your trial periods where you're kind of testing out what kind of budgeting or like tips, tricks, whatever you want to change about your finances works for you. And then when it's the new year, you can actually take what works and do that throughout the year, which I think is so nice. So the thing that I'm doing right now in terms of finances stuff, because I haven't started my new budget, which I need to because I need to practice what I preach, but we're working on it, is teaching myself a new financial skill. So I've been reading this book, and I love reading, but I almost never read anything that's nonfiction or like anything like that. Like if I do, it's self-help like this, but it's not very often. So if I'm like actually reading this book and enjoying it and learning something, that says a lot about it. Books like this can be so dry, so boring, so hard to understand, but this one is amazing. It's called Girls That Invest, and it's so good. I will link it down below. I think there's an ebook too if you prefer that. But this is so easy to digest, and if you are someone who is interested in being financially free and not having money as a stress factor in your life, you need to read this book. Like, it's for literally everyone who doesn't know anything about investing. It's so easy to understand, and I swear it's like not even boring. Like, it's actually interesting to read. Like, I want to keep reading it. I've only read like 3 or 4 chapters, but I'm gonna recommend this to literally everyone I know because it's so good. Everyone goes into the new year, and honestly every day, with completely different goals, life experiences, and hopes. And I know that the things I share in this video are not going to be for everyone, but even if these little tips and strategies that work for me aren't really for you, I hope that this video gave you a little bit of inspiration or motivation, or you just had a good time watching it. And if you're still here right now, first of all, thank you so much. And I hope that you'll consider subscribing so that we can experience this upcoming year together. Okay, love you guys. Bye.